What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to Comic Breakdown. I am very excited about today's issues because we're starting off with Predator versus Black Panther. We already got to see a Wolverine versus Predator. Now we get to see the Predator go against something a little less primitive. Something that's got technology backing it. Something that has vibranium backing it. With Benjamin Percy leading the charge on this one. But what's really interesting about this is we jump into a lot of Watcher lore. We learn that the young Watcher warrior, he learns of vibranium. He learns about the power that it can possess, the kinetic energy that it can let loose. And so to win his war, to win his honor, he's gonna have to travel to Earth and find this rare element, making himself the ultimate weapon. Meanwhile, T'Challa is struggling with the idea of letting their presence be known to the world. Little did they know, they were about to have an alien invasion. So, make sure you guys have subscribed to the channel, make sure that you like this video, and with that being said, let's dive into this breakdown. Alright gang, so as we dive into this issue, we're picking up in the Wolf Star system. The planet that their ship is currently orbiting was one of rare treasures of the galaxy, host to an atmosphere, an abundant amount of life. But two rival predator clans had been given an opportunity to claim it as their own exclusive hunting grounds. Each of these clans led by a brother, and their father, he is the one that sat upon the throne. Each of the brothers hoping to win this so that they can be proud, hope that it would make their father proud. And they both know that the king has never considered his son as equals. One of them had the strength of an entire hunting party. The other was born small and missing a leg. It was he who demanded the opportunity to claim the hunting grounds for himself. But the king had a weapon at his disposal, one that never parted his side. A prize won during a hunting party. A weapon, a spear, that could absorb and expel kinetic energy. In this moment, he gave his eldest son the spear. He made his position entirely clear. The one-legged son had demanded this hunt. A hunt that would result in the death of one of the brothers. Honor was at stake, and perhaps the future of the throne. With the battle getting underway, the two clans clashing together. This battle lasted through many sun rotations. At first, they had picked each other off through just stealth. But in the end, the older brother, his clan won. They won because of the spear that he carried in his hand. The spear that his brother could throw down and knock waves of his men back. The spear that his father had collected during one of the greatest hunts of his life. A hunt that happened many years ago, going to Earth, bringing back many skills and many trophies. But this spear contained power like no other in his arsenal. It is made of something they refer to as God metal. The people of Earth call it vibranium. And even though he knows that he asked for this blood war, he felt he had no other choice. He could not live in his brother's shadow, in his father's disdain. To do so would be to live in dishonor. This has been his chance to prove himself as stronger, as worthier, despite his disadvantages. In his failure, he could have claimed honor in his name if he had died in battle, but his brother chose to humiliate him instead, stripping him of his weapons, tying him to a totem, abandoning him in disgust. He would not allow himself to die in such a state. He understood that strength came in many forms. His brother had always had the advantage of size and mobility, so he knew that he had to be smarter than his brother. He integrated tech into his body. He wanted to make himself more formidable. He started with wrist blades, integrated directly into his body, just like Wolverine. Or in this case, just like X-23. This was just one upgrade that he made to himself, all in a hopes of taking down what he sees as his better, but a better not for long. This is what takes us over to Wakanda. We have the Dora Milaje, we have the Hatat Zaraz, and right now these two top elite fighters are preparing to fight against Black Panther, preparing to fight against T'Challa. and the Hatut believe that themselves are more than capable of handling this situation. The Dora Milaje, on the other hand, they don't agree. The Panther is the living manifestation of will and determination of every Wakandan, and it doesn't take long for Black Panther to show up. Coming out of the trees, the Panther is on the hunt. As the two of them begin to battle, something happens to T'Challa's suit. It begins to fall away from his body because his armor had been hacked. Shuri hacked him, and so now it's one-on-one. But T'Challa is quickly able to get the upper hand. With this war game being over, we pick up outside the foothills of Wakanda's capital. Shuri is pressing the matter of opening up Wakanda to the world, of sharing their resources so people don't have to suffer. Shuri ends up taking him to a place that is by the waterfalls, a holy place. This is where we run into Maji Kina, a seer from the River Tribe. This seer is bringing news, taking us over to the Wolf Star system. The younger Predator couldn't stop thinking about the vibranium spear. The air had shaken when it released its energy. His marrow and guts feel bruised from that attack. He imagined a helmet made of the same material, body armor, wrist gauntlets, a new bionic leg. He could build himself into the ultimate Predator. He knew that his body was not enough. Not just for him, for all of them. He could become their superior, but he needed to make sure that he concentrated on evolving as a weapon. What remained of his clan had been deeply humiliated, but there was still a chance to show worth. They had been unfairly disadvantaged. Their loss was not one of honesty. And as soon as he understood his father was maneuvering against him, he arranged a backup plan. He had hidden a ship below the lake. This ship was their escape. They would travel to Earth. They would hunt down the source of vibranium, and they would kill anybody that stood in their way. All archived data made it clear the vibranium was not part of the native geological records. So they had deployed an energy scan. His helmet had collected kinetic signatures of the metal when it was used to attack him. He sought out the similar frequencies. There were blimps throughout the world, including New York, off the coast of Central America, but Africa was the epicenter, the motherlode. And it was really discovered around an energy dome with cloaking technology very similar to theirs. But this wasn't meant to camouflage a body or a ship. It was meant to hide a nation. The shield, stronger than his weapons, but it wasn't smarter than their algorithms. The Predator was able to hack through the perimeter. The greatest defense system on Earth opened up like a blade through flesh. With Black Panther, the seer is showing him that all waters connect to other water, just as blood connects to other blood. Humans are one tribe, and many are suffering. 500 miles to a north, a year-long drought and high winds. 1,000 miles to the east, a new virus. This is just the beginning. War, poverty, famine, disease, drought. The world needs Wakanda's help. She says to send envoys out, to seek aid, to give it to any that may need it. But that is just a short-term solution. She wants to do so much more. But T'Challa believes that vibranium is not a shareable resource. He wants to be careful. He is the king. He is the protector. At first, he wants to do anonymous donations, but she says that that is simply not enough. But this is quickly interrupted because T'Challa, Shuri, the Seer, they're all being scanned. T'Challa can sense it. The fish are going crazy. The birds are flying very sporadically. The Predator knows that his suit, the Black Panther suit, it's woven from vibranium. He sees this as a great trophy. He instructs two of his party to continue their survey of Wakanda to locate the source of vibranium. All of the rest of them, they would join him. They are about to begin their hunting. As they jump from the sky, Black Panther tries to get in contact with the Dora Milaje. He tells her that he needs her to join him in another maneuver, one that is for real stakes. Not sure what's wrong, but something might be here. This is when their communications jam. T'Challa can see a dead bird, as if it flew directly into something it couldn't see. Not sure what has come to his kingdom, but when he's attacked, T'Challa falls. explodes. He falls from this tree down into the water, the cold mud of the swamp swallowing him up. The panther has been tagged after all, but not by his elite warriors, by these predators. At the Wakandan design group, Shuri doesn't know what's going on, but she gets in a ship. She heads out. She knows that they're stronger together, and whatever has come to them, she believes they're gonna need some help. She approaches the perimeter of the dome. Control opens it up for her, and when Control does, Control is gutted by a predator. The predators not wanting any outside interference. They lock down the perimeter. Nobody is getting in or out. So when Shuri's not sure what's going on, believing that something might be wrong, she turns around as she goes to fly in, believing that Control is there going to open it up. We see the ship crash directly into the dome. A huge ball of flames, and the rubble falling down to the ground. With this looking like it's the demise of Shuri, the Dora Milaje are about to face one of the greatest threats that they have ever encountered. The hunting party is above them in the shadows, hiding in the trees. The predators are about to attack. And that will be the end of this issue. So let me know what you guys think down in the comments. I think that this is a great issue. The tie-in of all of this is absolutely fantastic. Now, we have the predator species, and I've said their name, I know there are many different ways people say it. I don't know if there's necessarily ever been a confirmed, this is the way that you say the species predator's name. I'm gonna keep saying it how I've always been saying it. I'm sorry if you don't like it. But for the most part, we're just gonna call them predators because that's what most people understand. But what we're seeing is that two rival brothers, you could say princes, they have really found themselves pitted against one another. The younger, smaller one having to prove himself. Him and his brother's clans go to war, and in this war, his brother is granted a vibranium spear. Apparently, vibranium outdoes anything that they might have at their disposal. It is an equalizer. This is why he is so determined to go get vibranium, that if he can get some, he can find himself as an equal on the battlefield, if not the superior, because he wants to make a whole suit of armor out of this. If it were up to him, he would straight vibranium himself like Wolverine, like he has an adamantium skeleton. This dude wants to do that with vibranium. I'm really interested in how his father got the spear. This is obviously not the first time that Wakanda has come toe-to-toe with the Predators, which means somewhere in their database, they're gonna have information on these guys. Unless we're trying to say that it was so long ago, but that wouldn't make sense necessarily, because the father, the king, he's the one that sits on the throne with the spear. He's the one in his younger days where he fought against some kind of Wakandans. I'm sure that we're gonna get some detail on how that happened and who he fought against. That's gonna be an interesting and fun story. And last but not least, we know that Shuri is not out of this fight. You're not taking our girl down that quickly. We have yet to see her be able to hack into your systems, but I guarantee that's coming. You caught him off guard, you caught him by surprise, you got the upper hand with that momentum. But that momentum is about to be stopped dead in its tracks, because you may be a predator. You may have your whole or what's left of your clan here as a hunting party, but you ain't never seen something like the forces of Black Panther, of Wakanda, of the Dora Milaje. They about to show you exactly what they represent. So let me know what you guys think down in the comments. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know your theories. If you want to get caught up on everything that has been going on with Black Panther, with Predator, or any crossovers with Marvel, check out the links down in my description as well as the top of this video. It's gonna get you caught up on everything that we have currently covering these topics. If you would like to support the channel, you can always do so by joining the channel membership. Much like Patreon, Patreon having multiple different tiers, from $1 to $50, from loyalty badges to comics every single month. Not only are you helping out the channel tremendously, but you are getting tons of perks in the process. Now, if you're unable to do this, please just do me the favor, subscribe to the channel, like this video, hit that notification bell, and with that being said, until the next breakdown.